I was lost in the woods. As the sun set, the air rapidly grew colder, and the trees around me seemed to be watching me with a sinister, eerie silence. My footsteps echoed, and I could feel the grip of fear tightening around me. As I ventured deeper into the forest, a strange sensation washed over me. I felt like something was watching me, but I couldn't quite make out what it was. The profound silence enveloped me, and I heard a faint, slow hissing sound drawing nearer. My heart began to race. I knew there was something out there, but my eyes were struggling to discern it. Finally, my eyes caught a glimpse of a dark figure amidst the darkness. A black silhouette was slowly approaching. With trembling hands, I pulled out my cell phone and turned on its light. Suddenly, I saw the dark silhouette next to me. I realized it was a creature. It had no face, just a grotesque, shadowy form. Its shape resembled that of a human. Something about it was profoundly unsettling. I raised my phone's light, trying to get a better look at the mysterious figure. Its featureless face and eerie form sent shivers down my spine. As the light revealed more of it, I noticed its long, gnarled fingers that reached out toward me. My instincts screamed at me to run, but my legs felt like they were anchored to the ground. The creature's breath, if it even had one, sounded like a sinister whisper. Its bony fingers grazed the edge of my jacket, sending a surge of fear through me. With a sudden burst of adrenaline, I tore myself away and sprinted through the dense undergrowth, crashing through branches and bushes. The creature let out an unearthly, guttural howl that seemed to reverberate through the entire forest. I ran blindly, heart pounding, with no sense of direction. The woods around me seemed to have transformed into a sinister maze of darkness. The only thing I could hear was the relentless pursuit of that faceless horror, its inhuman wails growing louder. The woods offered no escape as the trees seemed to close in around me, forming an impenetrable wall of branches and leaves. I was trapped, and the creature was closing in. With every fiber of my being, I mustered the last of my strength and bolted forward, determined to break free. The creature's grasp brushed against me once more, but this time I managed to break through the dense foliage and tumble into a moonlit clearing. Gasping for breath, I realized that I had left the creature behind. The clearing was serene, bathed in the soft glow of the moon. I knew I couldn't stay here for long, but I needed a moment to collect myself. As I glanced back at the tree line, I couldn't help but wonder what that faceless horror was, and if I would ever truly escape the darkness of the forest. I took a moment to catch my breath in the moonlit clearing, my heart still racing from the encounter with the faceless creature. The eerie tranquility of the clearing provided a brief respite, but I knew I couldn't stay there for long. My mind raced with questions about the nature of the creature and the mysteries of the forest. Was it some malevolent spirit that haunted these woods, or something even more sinister? My curiosity warred with my fear, but my survival instincts told me to keep moving. With renewed determination, I rose to my feet and continued my journey through the forest, this time more cautiously, with my phone's light guiding my way. The trees loomed overhead, their twisted branches casting eerie shadows that seemed to come to life in the shifting light. As I ventured deeper into the woods, the forest took on an otherworldly quality. The silence remained, broken only by the occasional rustling of leaves or the distant call of a nocturnal creature. The air grew colder, and the sense of being watched never truly left me. Suddenly, I stumbled upon an old, overgrown trail that seemed to lead deeper into the heart of the forest. The trail was faint, but it was a potential way out. I followed it, my footsteps echoing on the ancient path. It felt as if I were walking through a forgotten realm, a place untouched by time and civilization. But just as a glimmer of hope began to wash over me, I heard a familiar, sinister hissing sound. My heart sank. The faceless creature was back, and it was stalking me once more. It seemed relentless, and I had to find a way to escape this forest before it closed in on me again. The ancient trail stretched on before me, and my only option was to press forward, deeper into the heart of the haunted woods, hoping to find a way out or a place to hide. The forest had become a labyrinth of terror, and I knew that my fight for survival was far from over. I knew I couldn't linger in the decrepit cabin for too long. The faceless creature was relentless in its pursuit, and I had to find a way out of this sinister forest before it closed in on me once again. Carefully, I ventured deeper into the cabin, my phone's light revealing long-forgotten relics of the past. Old books, faded photographs, and discarded rotting furniture. The cabin's walls were covered in strange symbols and cryptic writings, hinting at the possibility that others had sought refuge here in the past. As I explored the cabin, my heart sank as I realized that I might not be the first to encounter the faceless terror. The symbols on the walls seemed to tell a story of dread and despair. It was clear that someone else had been here, someone who had faced the same malevolent force that now hunted me. I needed to find a way out of the forest, but there was no apparent escape route in the cabin. With my phone as my guide, I made my way to the cabin's back door, where the forest loomed just beyond. The eerie moonlight filtered through the trees, casting haunting patterns on the forest floor. I could hear the hissing and whispering sounds growing nearer, and I knew the creature was closing in on my location. Desperation fueled my determination, and I flung open the door, stepping back into the oppressive darkness of the woods. My only hope was to retrace my steps along the overgrown trail and find my way back to the outskirts of the forest. Every rustling leaf, every distant sound sent shivers down my spine. The forest had become a labyrinth of terror, and every step I took brought me deeper into its clutches. As I fled through the forest, I couldn't help but wonder about the cabin, the symbols and the stories of those who had come before me. What had drawn them to this forsaken place, and had any of them managed to escape the relentless horror that now pursued me? I knew that I had to find a way out of the forest before the faceless creature closed in on me once more. The darkness and the secrets of the woods held me captive, and my fight for survival was far from over.